and Woody likes the crooked cock.
Millimeter.
All this ancient weapon talk has me looking at throwing spears. You can get them on Amazon.
Of fucking course you can.
Can I think I like your moxie. Go with the throwing axes.
Oh,
I have a
shuriken
target that I bought for my bow and arrow that would really work for a throwing spear too.
I feel you. I only mentioned the axes because
It would knock it over.
I've thrown
They're
spears
fun.
before and it's hard to do. Because it's
Really?
hard to because
you gotta get straight like a football.
like you can't though, because the football you put spin on. It's this thing where like every time you throw the spear when you're not good at it, like I am, I got a straw, perfect. It wants to like come out of your hand like this or like twist it to the left or right to get the spear to like do this perfect like parabola, I guess, or whatever you wanted to do, like an arrow would. It's hard, the release and everything. Whereas with the throwing axe, you're just really stabilizing it with that flip. And there's places you can go. It became really trendy, kind of like escape rooms did for a while. To like, I've seen so many chicks on Tinder who are like throwing axes, and it's like
They're fun to
places
throw.
to go to do. Yeah,
Alternate idea: buy the spear, but then construct a bow around it. Just a fucking
A
So
ballista.
a literal
ballista. Now that if someone was gonna go, I'd be all right.
What
with
if you had a
someone hunting
truck-mounted ballista that like cranks up like this, and like it's got like a rotating seat?
Can you do that as a felon?
Oh yeah.
It's like attached to the winch, and so it's such a fast reload. Yeah.
Smith and Wesson will sell you 3 throwing axes and 3 throwing knives for $56.
That's a good
Don't
deal.
fuck around.
You couldn't call it FPS-Russia though if you did that. It'd be FP. FPP.
FPT, first person thrower.
It'd be so good. You come back as just you've
Throwing
think,
things.
like
Hello,
Stone
my
Age
friend.
tools
I
again.
have lost a lot of rights in the last. Well, now we are going to first test slingshots.
This is the original. It's a
This
sling.
channel sucks now.
I'd really like to see the take on it because you managed to make
That
just
would
like,
be funny.
you managed to make everything extreme. Somehow it'd be a slingshot that somehow explodes a target.
Yeah.
Some shit. Oh god.
Do you know anything that would explode from a slingshot? Would Red Dot do that?
Yeah, I could come up with something that would explode. An exploding projectile to come out of a slingshot pretty easily. Yeah.
I meant an exploding target.
Oh, a target. Yeah, I could rig it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're just such a nonchalant. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, you would just use. I mean, you'd essentially be making a pressure-sensitive bomb as a target.
A lot of pressure-sensitive bombs. I'm telling you this. I recognize. Like even a shotgun won't set them off. Like you need a faster. So that's why I was asking about a slingshot. Like, could you rig something that would work?
I would use 209 shotgun primers placed in a cluster, focusing in on some sort of container filled with an explosive like black powder or something like that I won't go too much into. But the primers would explode and ignite it with. You can take 209 primers and put them in a slingshot. I used to do this all the time and like shoot it at a brick house and they'll explode on impact. It's the part of the, it's the primer from a shotgun shell, but you can buy them. And back then they were cheaper. Who knows what reloading supplies cost now? But like back then I just had hundreds and hundreds of them and it was fun to shoot them and they pop.
Everything on Earth is back ordered right now. I don't know.
Yeah. Who knows? Yeah, well, that sort of thing.
I like that idea.
I hope he gets into the archery thing though. The next step is the hunting. It's so fucking thrilling to like be in a deer stand with like I don't know. It's a lot of pressure for me. It was anyway, and I guess it's multifaceted. For one thing, I wanted to like make my dad proud, but for another, like it was our hobby at the time. It was what I was like hyper focused on, like getting good at, and like accomplishing that goal of killing a deer was such a big deal for me that year.
When I
with
made
a bow, it's impressive. I kind of fit into that camp of like with a gun you're in like easy mode, but with a bow I can kind of respect it in a way. If you kill a deer with a bow, as long as you're like nice about it, right? Like
I've killed them with everything. Yeah, I've killed deer with bows, with black powder weapons, and with centerfire rifles.
It's more fair, I think.
With a pistol, with a shotgun, everything.
One.
I think. I bit one.
Bit one.
You bit me first.
I believe that. I believed it for a second.
I I was about to say the bow hunting thing. When I made paramotor videos, I was very aware of the fact that this is fun to do, but it's not necessarily fun to watch. It's just sky sitting, right? Bow hunting is that times 10. I'm sure it's fun to do. I'm sure there's a little stress. You've got your adrenaline going. You're trying to do something good under pressure. But to watch it, oh my goodness.
What about shooting apples off of Jeremy's head?
Oh, would he let you?
I'd sub for that.
It'd be based on Jeremy's reactions. Right? How scared he was.
I
Look
would
at how
never
much he
use
reacts
fear.
with an arrow through his forehead.
You knocked my
Like
tooth
Butters when he
out.
caught that shuriken.
Wait, doesn't Jeremy have all new teeth? Or am I mixed up
He's
on
got
that?
dentures. They flop around.
We can get rid of those real quick with an arrow.
Knock him
How
off.
much would you need to pay? Was it Jeremy the one that just held the explosive or something?
Yeah.
That's on the same level as put an apple on your head.
Oh,
I'm gonna
no,
try and fucking
definitely
shoot it.
not.
Really?
Like, no, and it's meant to look incredibly dangerous, but to be wishy-washy dangerous. You know, the explosives on the end of a stick that are stuck in one of those zombie targets, and they're in the
Right.
zombie's head. So, like, he's separated from the explosion by like 3.5, 4 feet, which might sound scary, but like. This is an explosion that doesn't produce a lot of shrapnel. It's really just concussive force. So it's like there's a little flashbang going up above his head. It's loud for him, but outdoors it's not that loud. It's not that dangerous.
So there's
But
like
shooting an arrow off his head, like there's a 25% chance he dies.
okay, the wings trip. Yeah, no, the I saw you blew up a boat, and I think in that moment I realized, okay, there's got to be different tiers of explosive. Because you were standing next to that, and it was enough.
Did you
that,
blow
like,
up a boat, or is he? You
I
did.
blew up a boat,
like a rowboat or something, right?
bass boat, yeah,
Yeah,
Okay.
but like
fiberglass.
I don't know how on video it looked like you were maybe 5 meters something from it, like
About 5 feet, about five
Yeah.
yards, yeah.
too close to that boat. But and
Is
it's
there such a thing? Well, I had to get close because all I had was a Dragunov sniper rifle. I wanted to make sure I hit it.
yeah, and it was one of those explosions. It was one of those explosions that like you hear on the microphone of a camera. A big explosion, like, but like a really powerful one, just boom. Like it's a really short sound effect, and it was fucking terrifying. Like the grass moved.
Yeah, that was a big explosion. That
Yeah.
wasn't a different tier of explosives. That was just more of them.
Yeah, but like, how does no one die from? I feel like that's the sort of thing I'd see and go, well, okay, anything within like a big radius of that is gone.
The things that two things kill you from explosion. There's the shrapnel, which is the most lethal thing. It's throwing bits of usually metal. That's the scary part because metal is hard, sharp, and it moves quickly because it's dense. But if your target is mostly made out of light, soft, squishy stuff like foam or fiberglass to some extent, fiberglass isn't ideal. It catches the wind and it doesn't go very far. Like it reaches like terminal velocity or whatever whatever as fast as the explosion can make it go, and then the wind catches it and it sort of loses that speed really quickly and fades out. So that wasn't really a concern there, unless there was like a bolt or a nut or a washer or something that happened to be right next to the explosive charge. The other thing is pressure waves, and with the explosives that we're using there, the tannerite, you're not really creating much of a pressure wave. You need a big fucking amount of just about anything to create a pressure wave. And pressure waves will liquefy organs, they'll rupture organs, they'll turn your liver into goo from certain ranges. And you just didn't have to worry about either of those things in that situation. So a lot of that stuff's made to look stupid dangerous, but to be, well, that wasn't smart, was it? Yeah, we're okay.
How many magnitudes of that would there be? Like how many boats from that range worth of explosive would you need to be like, okay, maybe we should take a step back from this?
Depends what it's in. It depends like what it's, if it's just explosive sitting naked on the ground.
Yeah.
I mean, I've shot like 5 pounds from 15 feet or something like that, like right up against it. And you just feel like the wind blow your hair back, and you feel like a thump in your chest, like if somebody's got a badass sound system. So you can get really close to that if it's in foam. It's but like if you're blowing a car up, you need to be a good distance away in case what happened in that one video happens and a door or something comes flying at you, right?
That's how like I introduce you. I go like, oh, I'm going on a podcast with that one guy, Fpsrussia, and they go, who was that? You remember that one guy? Like the door flipper?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah,
There's
but-
the
but like-
meme of you sitting on the thing too. I forget.
oh, the Bofors gun.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, 40
That's a good
millimeter
meme.
Bofors anti-aircraft gun. Yeah, I see that meme a lot. Yeah, that's a funny one. I got the big afro wig on the mannequin. That thing just that was a lot of explosives inside of him. I don't remember. I think that might be 10 pounds strapped to his chest, and then you hit it with that gun. And because it's such a big projectile going so fast, it allows all the explosives to go off. That was a big explosion. That flattened the grass around him.
I ended on that note. I love the wordplay. Very nice.
ever heard.